Hello everyone, welcome to airBaltic Pilot Academy Open Door Day. My name is Mārcis and today I will share some information about the studies and other relative information for the Pilot Academy. So in this picture, as you can see, it was taken this year, a very nice moment from my flight duties in the airBaltic company. Together with us in the cockpit, you can see our country's president, and we had the honor to transport him to a very, important visit, and he also was pleased to join us in the cockpit and take a look in our daily operations. The outfit there is quite matchy. That was not previously arranged, but yeah, he's the pilot of our country, so I guess it suits well as well. So yeah, and we were the pilots for him for the day. So that was a very nice moment to remember from my latest flights. Okay, so about some information, people in airBaltic. So in total in the company we have 2,698 employees at the moment for the latest information, 456 pilots, and in average to become a captain in this company it would take you around 5 years. Could be a bit more, could be a bit less, but that would be the average number. And as you can see on the right side on the screen, the number of first officers is around 225, almost the same as captains, 231. And from those 225 already it's 114 Pilot Academy graduates. So yeah, when you finish the Pilot Academy, this is the place where you mostly will end up as the first officer, and as you can see 114 is quite a high number already, and it's it's like half of the current first officers already. And in total we have 35 nationalities in our company, and that is quite nice because you have this daily opportunity to work in international environment and see other people, experience different cultures and so on. And and of course because of that this profession is good if you are quite open-minded as well, but I would say it's like quite nice experience and quite nice benefit for this job and work in this specific company. In here we can see how our aircraft fleet has grown and changed. Initially we had multiple types of aircraft. At the moment it is only one type fleet, Airbus A220-300, and the numbers are growing by the years, as you can see in the presentation. The lower column is the planes which are already in the company at that year, from the beginning of the year, and the upper number is the new deliveries, forecasted for the year, so it's growing every time. And for the one plane, it is approximately 5 crews needed an average to keep the plane flying, so demand for the new pilots, new captains are always growing. So airBaltic Pilot Academy, is the perfect solution. So what you get here is integrated ATPL within 24 months approximately. Of course this number is also could be a bit more, a bit less. It depends also from instructors availability, aircraft, weather, and so on. But overall, yeah, it would take approximately 24 months for you to start from the zero and to end with ATPL frozen. Modern newest training aircraft and simulators. Starting in the Pilot Academy, already get your hands on a almost brand new Diamond DA40 aircraft, full glass cockpit equipped. And the multi-engine is Diamond DA42, which is very similar, a multi-engine aircraft. And also our simulators is a really nice Diamond simulator where you can do some instrument training before you get your hands on the real aircraft as well. So, and everything is very integrated because the simulator cockpit looks exactly the same as the aircraft you are flying. Best practices and quality from the airline instructor. I would also say it's a really big bonus that in this company quite a few instructors, including theoretical and practical flying instructors, are also pilots in the company. So from the day one, it gives you the opportunity to get some more insights of your future profession as well. I would say it introduces also a bit more of the airline standards already from the day one, and that will only help you to grow and to develop yourself. And about pilot work offer at airBaltic after successful selection, in my opinion, that is a very, very big bonus, as there are not so many companies that are taking in new pilots without an experience. In this case, you graduate the pilot academy and straight in you go to the Airbus A220, a nice big jet, into the cockpit and get your jet hours straight away. And I would say the hours are collecting quite rapidly as well. So your experience and your personal value will grow from the day one. Yeah. In our training environment, it is like a pilot standard from the day one. Of course, the school is expecting you to show up at the correct times for your sessions, lectures, do everything timely, wear the uniform and keep it tidy, keep it according to regulations. Also the flying part, we have our SOPs for the Pilot Academy, and they are taken, quite a lot of inspiration from the company's SOPs. So what I can say from my experience, when I joined the company, the feeling was very close that I had while I was doing the training and flying for the Pilot Academy as well. Of course, it's even more serious, it's even more SOPs, more documents, even more demanding, but it gives you a really, really good start, and you already your mind is already set in the right direction from the day one. So yeah, that is another big advantage in here. Minimum requirements. As you can see, at least 18 years old. So it means that if you are 18 years old and already finished the high school, you have two main things already done to apply for the Pilot Academy. Another thing would be that you need to have at least European Union, European Economical Zone or Swiss passport. If not, then you need to have the permanent permit, or it should be valid at least for upcoming 2 years. That is covering the whole training program time. And then you can also apply from other countries outside this European economical zone. What else is important? That would be medical class 1 requirements. So everyone who is doing the assessment also need to do the medical assessment and need to do it with a class 1 rating. And yeah, that is mandatory for each and every pilot. But of course, if you cannot get it straight away, it doesn't mean that this is something that will completely forbid you to proceed your dreams to become a pilot. No, of course, eventually you need to get this medical one, but I also know some few occasions then it was reducted or was not initially received. But of course there are plenty of things why you cannot get it at the first place, but you can work with your health or improve it. And it depends on the timeline, and you can eventually get it as well. So if you have a chance, I would also recommend to check up with some doctors before and see how good your health is as well in advance. So, and just in case, you would already have some, heads up and time ahead to if it's not that serious thing, to fix it up, and you come here with an even bigger confidence. Another thing would be excellent written and spoken English knowledge. Yeah, that is very, very needed. All the materials, books, presentations, lectures, flying, communicating, and also in your group most probably you'll be from different people from very different countries. And of course in company we are multinational, and as well the main language in airline is English, so English language is very, very much needed. So if that is the thing you don't feel confident enough already at the moment, Well, from my experience, I can also suggest you to just work on it, watch some videos, try to find some opportunities where you can use a daily basis, read some books, and yeah, that is how I improved my English skills, because it was necessary for me as well. No criminal record, that is quite of a strong requirement as well. Of course, there could be some specific individual cases, but yeah, that is not something that I can really comment in detail. Overall, no criminal record would be required. And last but not least, ability to swim. One of the training process is to do, swimming survival training in a pool. So ability to swim will be definitely needed there to pass this course as well. But yeah, that would be quite a requirement that you need to do. But I think even if you don't know how to swim yet, that is nothing that you would not be able to achieve in a rather short period of time, if you're motivated, of course. And yeah, one more thing about this no criminal record. The main reason for that is all these criminal records are evaluated to get the airport pass. So our security services might not grant you the airport pass, and without that you can't even work as a pilot, because you need to grant an access to the airport and the security zones there. So another important topic, factors that can improve candidates' chance to succeed. Well, first of all, of course, if you already have good knowledge in maths, physics and English, that is definitely something that could help you achieve and be successful during the training process. As well, if you don't feel at the moment very confident with physics, for example, which is a bit more complicated topic, yeah, of course it's good if you know a lot of things already, but if not, most of the things will be trained to you during the study process. I was not also the most advanced person in the physics, but during the study process, yeah, it's like you don't really have other option. You need to learn it if you need to finish it. But yeah, this kind of knowledge could also help you a lot to get you the initial assessment process. Interest and experience in aviation. Obviously, first of all, if you come here for the assessment, it is very good if you already know why are you here and why you want to achieve this goal, because it is really nice profession, it is interesting, it could be fun, but as well it is quite demanding, and the studies are quite demanding as well. So if you have the right motivation, it shouldn't be a problem for you, but the right motivation is needed, I would say, to successfully finish everything. Good cognitive abilities, as always, you're working in a team and as a team, and a modern aviation environment, it's all about the teamwork, so good cognitive abilities is something that is needed on a daily basis to have this, quality, come up easy with very different kind of people and keep things in nice, positive perspective all the time. And that would be a really nice asset for you if you have that. Of course, that is also something that you can improve. Healthy, active lifestyle. If you imagine pilot's profession, it's a lot of sitting in a flight deck, and healthy, active lifestyle could keep your health up to date, because this class medical one, it's not only for your first assessment, it is needed throughout your whole career, and it is renewed every year. So healthy and active lifestyle could help you achieve that. And yeah, that is also always to have some good hobbies or healthy activities outside of your professional daily basis. And positive personality traits, I think that is important in almost everywhere you are in your life. Only can help you. So about the selection process, the question that probably most of the people are interested in. So there are two options. One is the airBaltic loan program, and the other is the self-funded option. So airBaltic loan program has a bit more steps throughout the selection process, and the self-funded option has a bit fewer ones. So first that both programs have is the consolidation of applications. Of course, you need to how to say, send your motivation letters, your documents for initial checkup, and after that only you could receive invitation to an initial assessment phase. So next phase, long story short, it's English, math and physics assessment. So that would be for loan program online, and for self-funded program it is required to come on the site and do this assessment in person. Next one, which is applicable initially for airBaltic loan program, would be general mental abilities. That would be psychological assessment and tests and IQ tests and interviews with psychologists and so on. Okay, I run a bit ahead, so that is the next one. That would be about psychologists, yeah. But overall, these would include psychometric tests, some memory tests, mental arithmetics, and things like that, yeah. And of course, both of these, funded programs has the final interview. And the final interview is done with some representatives from the Pilotu Academy as well from the airBaltic company, which are also looking to you as the future pilot and the future captain in a company. So how much does it cost? So currently the initial payment that both of the programs, applicants for both of the programs needs to do is 15,000. And with these 15,000 includes the whole theoretical part, all the ATPL exams, plus approximately 45 flight hours on a single engine aircraft, and that would be similar as the program for PPL license. So this is what you get for the 15,000 initially. And it could take up to a year approximately, I would say, to finish as well. Depends on the different kind of aspects, but more or less around a year. And that would cover it all. Also the uniforms and everything else that is needed for studies mostly. And after that, there is two options. airBaltic loan program, so 64K is installed for you. For the rest of the studies from the company side, self-funded program has the three payments. The next one 24,000, then it's 30,000, and then it's 10,000. Also covers different parts of your training program. What else important you can see in this slide? That of course both programs, initial assessment, we already checked the differences between the initial assessment of the self-funded program and the loan program. But airBaltic loan program has the second assessment phase, which is after this approximately the first year. The theory is done, the first part of the flying is done, and then it's the performance evaluation. And of course it is needed because the company is planning you to invest in you the money for you to finish the studies, and they need to have the confidence in you that you are capable of doing so and achieving this goal. And of course mostly there is no issues to get this company loan, because I believe if you come here, if you pass the assessment and if you do the initial part and get through it, you are definitely quite motivated to proceed in the same good phase and keep the good attitude. But of course keep that in mind, that you are always evaluated in here. And yeah, that could, make some decisions and impact on your future here. So, self-funded option. For both options, CAA exams, initial class 1 medical and 1 renewal, because it's need to be done every year. Study materials, equipment and uniform are included for the study cost, as I mentioned already. Self-funded program has no bond with the airline, so it means you finish the studies and you are free to go to whatever assessment you see fit for yourself. And of course you can also apply for airBaltic, and every airBaltic Pilot Academy graduate has the priority of everyone else for the selection process, because we know you, we see you, we know how you studied here, we know your personality, we know your attitude, and of course this is very big asset for the company as well. And selection process consists of 3 steps instead of 5. We discussed already that. Successful graduates can undergo a selection process at airBaltic if interested. As I mentioned, and airBaltic Pilot Academy graduates have priority over the other candidates. Yeah. And of course, if someone has a question, if there is a priority between self-funded program and airBaltic loan program, that I can say that there's not really a big difference after graduation. But of course, you still need to do this full assessment if you are self-funded option before you can sign a contract with airBaltic. For the self-funded program, it is a bit easier. You get your answer already in the middle of the study process. So, airBaltic loan program, once again, the main steps we can summarize. Performance review will take place after the successful passing all the ATPL theory exams, and of course some flying part. In practical flying phase, work and training scheduled to be planned 50-50, and that's another important thing, that when you apply for the airBaltic loan program, if there's more than 20,000 taken from the company, it is mandatory for you to join the company as an employee and work for the company as well. And the place where you can work in company could differ from your previous experience and knowledge. For example, if you have experience to be a flight attendant, most probably you'll have a chance to continue your studies together by working as a flight attendant already in airBaltic. There could be some, for example, IT options in a company. Of course, these kind of things depends on which places are still free and still vacant in a company. But overall, that is could be quite different. And one other popular thing to do while studying, also it's quite interesting position, the flight coordinator position in Riga. So you are the person who is responsible for the aircraft turnaround, disembarkations, embarkations, loadings, and to get all the things done timely in the Riga airport for the aircraft to come in and successfully go out in time. So, and that is also giving you a really nice additional how to say experience, and widens your perspective about the aviation industry whatsoever. Position, will be selected in your previous education skills, and loan repayment starts after the initial line check when you achieve first officer base level. So, and so this would be about the next groups, but about this previous slide, the last part, that you are starting to repay your loan only when you work as a first officer already in a company. And as well, it doesn't mean that initially you pay a very, very big amount from your salary, so you don't have nothing to live with. The more your salary increases throughout the years, the more the amount of the loan you pay from the salary increases as well. So it initially leaves you kind of decent money to still keep up with your everyday life and pay for your everyday needs. And more you earn, the more you pay, and overall you pay it out in 5 years within the company. So within 5 years this loan will be repaid. But of course all the details then would be shown on your contract. Starting dates, there's the next group in the 6th of November, but most probably for this group it is not really an option at the moment to get into that. But the next one planned 15th of January, then 5th of March and 3rd of September. Application process happens all the time, so you can come here, do the application and assessment, and this assessment is valid for 1 year. And it means that if you come here now, for example, if there's assessment next week, you pass it, it doesn't mean that you need to start in 15th of January and that's it. If you don't want, then you just need to do another assessment. No, you have 1 year to prepare yourself and find maybe a place where to live in Riga or finish your previous contract or and whatnot, and to get ready for you to join some of the groups and which one suits the best for you. And in case you fail the assessment, another thing is that after a year you can come back and try again, and there are a few people already in company as well that has not passed with the first time and still are here, so don't take it as a complete no for the rest of the life. It can happen, but yeah, in 1 year you can get yourself even more ready and take it as additional experience, maybe for a second interview here, or maybe you will just decide to go somewhere else and it will be a good benefit and experienced anyways for you, because every experience only increases your perspective. So what do we have in the training program? So very divided into blocks. So first of all, total 24 months of study program. So first of all, the theory part, we have 3 blocks of classroom study with an instructor, computer-based training, and self-study. In total, with instructor, 150 hours, computer-based training or CBT materials, it would be 280 hours, self-study. This would cover the whole theoretical part. To give you a little hint, this is only this mandatory time which is officially planned. Of course, these studies are quite extensive. I spent quite a few more extra hours as well, just to keep myself up to date in a good phase and with a confidence for the exams that are coming after every phase. And in total there are 3 theoretical phases, after which ones you go to CAA or aviation institution and do the exams. So next one would be around 155 hours in a single engine training flights. So Diamond DA40 NG, 60 hours in our Diamond simulator, DA40, DA42, and multi-engine piston actual flights with the Diamond DA42, around 15 hours. UPR3 training, it is done currently at near from Cambridge in UK. I think it was British Aerobatic Academy, the flight school or the institution that is done. We did it there as well. Nice planes, very experienced instructors, and actually this is, at least for me, it was very, very interesting experience as well. Last but not least, MCC course in the Airbus A220 simulator, around 45 hours. This is not the type rating yet. It is only for the course when you come out from the single pilot operations, where you are the commander, where you make all decisions, where you are the one in the cockpit who does everything. And this course is you to put one step forward to the airline business, which is work in a multi-crew environment and work together with someone. And as a big bonus, it is done in our A220 simulator, so this will give you a really, really nice heads up before you start your type rating in the same aircraft, because these 45 hours gives you already quite a few skills and knowledge how to operate this aircraft before your type rating even starts, so that is a very good asset as well there. So airBaltic Academy Diamond Fleet, currently we have 10 aircraft. One is multi-engine DA42, 9 Diamond DA40s. Flights are happening mostly in Liepāja, the main base. The second one is Ventspils, and some flights are sometimes organized from Riga as well. So in upcoming years, as you can see, our fleet in Pilot Academy is planned to grow up to 15 aircraft in 2029. That would include multiple multi-engine aircraft and also more single-engine aircraft. And with that, by every year, the capacity of and amount of pilots that Pilot Academy can produce is only growing. Airline pilot demand in our company. So as you can see, demanded pilots are all the time increasing, and on the left side and on the right side you could see approximate numbers by each year, how many new students are becoming first officers in airBaltic. And this year it is planned to have 48, next year 54. But on the left side, if you compare how big is demand for the new pilots, you can see that there is a place for everyone. And these numbers are in quite optimistic numbers. Of course, it could be a bit more if it's very nice year, very good weather and so on. Of course, it could be a bit less as well. Plus, one thing is that our fleet is growing, so when you calculate 5 crews, which consists of two pilots per each aircraft is needed, and as well, every year approximately 50 pilots are leaving the company. So that could be different reasons, change of company, retirement, health, multiple different reasons. So overall, the Pilot Academy is covering almost only those who are leaving and not even the new demands. So once again, if you still have doubts which program to choose, self-funded or airline loan program, for both of them there are very welcome seats in the future for you in the company for sure. And also quite important topic about your salary. These numbers are changing, and I'm in a company around 2 years already, and there have been some changes already. This is what you could expect to earn at the current situation, but already from the next year we have planned some updates, and these numbers should be a bit higher even, but this is about the current situation, what you can receive from the first officer level 0 as like basic level, and the first officer level 1. To reach first officer level 1 you need to fly 300 block hours on the Airbus A220. And after that, the date when you reach these 300 hours, after a year you receive first officer level 2, and 1 more year you receive first officer level 3. For the senior first officer you need to fulfill specific requirements, have already some certain experience in a company and on a type on the aircraft. And then the senior first officer is more like one step before you're becoming a captain. And after that, captain, similar, you achieve the captain's position, and then first 2 years your salary increasing according to your experience. Additional benefits for flight crew. So also a really interesting and as well important topic, for especially this is interesting for the people who would not be from Latvia, foreign ones, unlimited home leave tickets, which are on a very special price. Only their tax needs to be paid as well. They have a higher priority than the regular ID leisure travel tickets, to which one we also have a very wide perspective of different companies we can use them with. Not only even the Europe, but also quite a few companies outside even the Europe. Paid vacation, 20 days per month, that would be 20 business days. In total, that would consist of 4 full weeks per year. So all training, validation, medicals, visas, every cost that are related for you to do your do your work and your daily operations, everything is done and covered by the company. Loss of license insurance after 1 year in the company, coverage up to 100,000, which is also a really important thing. Plus health insurance and accident insurance 24/7 could help you also outside even the work environment. Regions covered currently. So if we take a look from the European perspective, we can already see that there's a variety of nationalities in our company. That would be on the left side. And on the right side, that would be districts from Latvia. The Pilot Academy is already have some people in. I personally am from Sigulda district, and we can see that there are only very few other places in Latvia that are still blanked, but hopefully it will be covered fully blue in upcoming years. So looking forward to that as well. And overall, we can see here that it is really multi-national company, absolutely. And yeah, the work environment here, because of that, is even more interesting. At least I see it in that way. So one more thing, how to keep up the speed and up to date with the Pilot Academy is to follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, X, and TikTok. And there you can see all the newest updates, newest news and information about the Pilot Academy. There are some videos from the students, from the pilots, a lot of things that is happening there. So if you want to widen your perspective about this flight school and aviation industry overall, click a like and click a follow, and you will be updated on a daily basis. So that would be very quickly through the whole information from this presentation. As well, we are preparing to answer your questions. I believe there could be quite a few. And to ask your question, go to slido.com, and the code is hashtag PA1024. And with this code, you can access the question site. And after a small break, we will open up your questions and try to answer as much as possible to them. So thank you very much for your attention, and looking forward for your questions. And welcome back. As I mentioned before, this part of the presentation would be not anymore the presentation, but we will answer the questions you have submitted on the slido.com. So first of all, please vote for the questions. If we will run out of the time, of course we will try to answer as much as possible, but then we will just pick up the most voted questions. So if you want to show the question, if you see there's a similar topic already presented in some of the other questions, just throw a like on it, so it would only gain the importance. And yeah, so the first question I see here: how many people pass the assessment and get the loan? So I guess I can take a look from two perspectives for this question. So initial assessment, the numbers could be closer to 10%. But after the first part of your studies in a pilot academy, usually it is around 95 or even higher percent. So it is very few cases where people have not been granted the company loan after this first part of the studies, but it is mostly related to the performance of the student, if it's very multiple exam failures or attitude things or multiple things together. But of course, mostly if you pass the initial assessment, which is quite demanding as well, and you get through this first phase and get everything done, normally there's no issues for you to get company loan. So that percentage would be very, very high. So the next question is the question about are the financial issues of the airBaltic affecting the future of the academy in case of no IPO? That would be topic that I'm not really the person to answer. I'm not the financial person of this company, and of course all the financial information that could be shared by the companies on the official pages. What I can only say is that I don't feel any effect at my current job with my salary and everything else. Everything goes smooth, the job is going, flights are happening, they are full, and the numbers are good. So, and in case if someone else buys the company or the part of it, their pilots will definitely be needed. And so I don't really see that much of a risk in about this question at the moment. So, one more question. Do you offer accommodation? Also, I'm about to achieve my European citizenship soon. Can I start the process till I receive it? Thanks. About the accommodation, so it's not that we offer something that would be like 100% guaranteed, but we definitely have some options. Also, as you saw in the previous presentation, the most flying part happens in Liepāja. The accommodation would be on you, but Pilot Academy has some options there. I personally lived in a dormitory, which was offered by the Pilot Academy, and that was nice, renovated, good price, and compared if I would need to find my own apartment there, it was way cheaper as well. And also we have some similar options in Ventspils. But as much I remember, that was a hotel, not a dormitory. But yeah, there are some options Pilot Academy can offer you, but the numbers are, of course, not unlimited, and there is some price tag on it as well. But normally it's way cheaper than some other things you could find on your own. So I think there's a bit more information coming in about this question. No? Okay, yeah. Then the next one. Hi, I applied in August but was placed in the standby pool because the groups were full. Is the process already running now and they just forget to inform? Well, interesting question. As some of my colleagues are helping me out, that could be the case that you need to wait for information from the HR about this specific case. Maybe you can try to show some email and push it a bit from your side as well. So hard to say. One more thing which I forgot to answer about the previous question. It was mentioned about the person was about to get the European citizenship. If you can start now, not sure, and maybe someone else can help me out with this question. Maybe it could be some specific case. Yeah. All right. If I will get some more info, I will return to this question. So, next one, thank you for the presentation, was also placed in standby, and they told me recruitment starts in mid-2025, so no available spots for January to March. Okay, that's interesting, yeah, because the information was provided that these are the groups still available, so, but this is a bit more detailed information from the planning and HR side. So yeah, about these cases, then please rely on information that is provided by the company's HR. So the next one. How many times can I apply to Academy? I would say that is 2 times for sure. 1 year in between needs to be. So this year is that the time is not too short. If there is something has an issue, so you have time to prepare or develop yourself, and then try one more time. And 1 year is a good timeline for you to reassess everything. but the total number is 3. So after the third one, that's it. Yeah, 3 times you can try to go through the assessment. If not successful, that would be the limiting one. So what changes in captain's responsibilities when they are promoted from Captain 1 to Captain 2 to Captain 3, etc.? It's not like a responsibility change. Your everyday duty is a captain. This is your experience level, how to say, and higher experience you have, it is rewarded by the higher salary. But your everyday duties and responsibilities are staying as they are from Captain 1 to Captain 3. What changes in your daily work responsibilities when you are promoted from first officer to senior first officer? In general, it would be similar as these captain upgrades. The first officer upgrades goes the same. We are doing the same job. Only thing that if you're planning to become a captain in a company and you are a first officer, so first what you need to do is get the senior first officer's position, and from the company side to give it to you, it is already like they are seeing you potential for the upcoming captain in a very near future, and as a senior first officer you could start to collect your pilot in command hours, which is needed also for your upgrade and to unfroze your full ATPL. So this senior first officer position is more like a transfer from the first officer to the captain's position. So admin, I'm sorry, could you ask him to speak faster, please? Otherwise he will not manage to ask all the questions. Well, yeah, my mouth is already a bit drying out. Sorry if I'm too slow, try to go to a bit more quick. Alrighty. So hi, how does it work for accommodation during training? Do the accommodation have the possibility of having a laundry, kitchen? Thank you so much for all. In accommodation, as from my experience, for example, in Liepāja, there was full kitchen, laundry available, all the needs you have on daily basis, it was available. In the training center, of course, you have some places to eat, to heat up your meal, and so on. And yeah, if you have your own space, you are renting an apartment or some other option for you, that then you need to take care of all of these things and take a look if it's all available on your own. Then the next one, how long do they plan to keep the 15,000 price for PPL? It's not really PPL, so it's for the initial training. And what percentage of students after PPL get the loan from the airline? I already answered this question. Surely I can say above 95%. So yeah. And hello, do you recommend any training material for the selection assessments? Yeah, absolutely. You can try to go through some IQ applications, plenty of those. Take a look just online, just pilot assessment, general things, and of course knowledge about the airline industry and of the company you are applying for. Like if you apply for the airBaltic Pilot Academy, it's like you're applying for the Baltic as well from the day one, so overall understanding of everything and knowledge could only help to you. How often are students required to swim? What kind of swimming tasks they must be able to do? It's a one training day in a pool with life rafts, these, how to say, life vests, like winching up from the water swimming, survival training. That is what is demanded. We don't swim on a daily basis, and yeah, not really planning to do. Yeah, then the swimming is only for your days off. Standby pool should keep reaching out to HR, ask why we haven't been called for the assessment if recruitment is ongoing. I don't want to be too pushy. Yeah, tricky question. This standby pool, I don't have any information actually to comment on it, to be very, very honest. Yeah, first time I hear this standby pool. Yeah, so Don't be too pushy, yeah, but no, try to maybe scratch a bit of surface what is going on there. Always in a kind manner, should be okay. How many nights per week and month should the pilot expect not to be at home? Could be differ in the summer as we are flying ACMI flights, and this summer on average I was in layovers around 2 to 3, maximum 4 months, 4 weeks per month. But during the winter it could be up to 1, 2, or some months I have even none. So it could vary different as well in the future. The operations could be different and it could be differently organized, so that might vary. From the next year we have more temporary bases, more permanent bases, so the whole situation will be a bit different than this year. Next one, hi, what programs are used during training? Bad pilot, ATPL, kļūt, thank you. During training it is as much as no Bristol's. Bristol-based ground school materials, question banks, CBTs, and etc. Could previous flown PPL hours help in cost reduction? As maybe I will need a bit of help with this question. I believe it could be something, but I will just get a bit more detailed answer about this one. Answer is positive. From the second installment, there is option to convert some of your hours, and in that case, the total amount could be reduced. Yeah. So how many people passed the first stage of selection? I think I already answered. Around 10%, up to 10% could be the answer. Hello, imagine you want to apply for a PA and you have opportunity to pay for your studies. Which program would you take, self-funded or loan? Thank you. Both options are really good, so it depends. One option could be very nice for people. Like I had an issue to collect all the money, so it was a bit of a struggle for me. And when I was doing the training, there was not so extensive loan program. I had some, but not that much as is possible now. For me, it would be the loan program for sure. But for some people, and as much as I know, in some countries, the loans are for studies are with really low interest rate, and you can extend it for longer time than 5 years. And if you prefer to pay it like in a longer period of time and earn from the day one a bit more, then it could be also even a self-funded program even better for you. It really depends from the perspective. Of course, then you pay it longer. On the other hand, you take the complete loan, 5 years you are free from the loan, but of course you earn less. So evaluate all of the options and take what is, and just think about it. What could be the best for you? Because both options could be really nice. Non-EU citizens can apply for Pilot Academy and get a job at airBaltic only with the long-term living permit in the European zone. Yes, but permit is needed. After finishing the pilot training and becoming a pilot, I am allowed to choose a country where I want to work. Nice, nice presentation, thank you. Well, from this year, we are opening permanent bases in Tallinn and Vilnius. But the rest of the things could be a bit different. So as I mentioned before, next year we have planned some temporary bases like Vienna, München, and what was the third one? Sorry, it dropped out of my mind. Yeah, but it is only Tampere as well, but Tampere is our own base. But those are the permanent ones. No, Tampere actually not. This is only for layovers. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, this could change. Currently, permanent base Riga, Vilnius, Tallinn. How knowledge, skills, and attitude is conducted during ATPL, and what does it include? Module, knowledge, skills, and attitude. Well, I haven't gone through this module. When I was doing the training, it was not yet introduced. It was introduced a few years after. So yeah, honestly, I can't really give you a very detailed explanation about this. So yeah, I will rather skip this question than try to figure out something on my own here. Yeah, what did you talk about with the president of Latvia? Actually, we didn't talk that much. He joined us, but in a cockpit, but quite a busy phase of flight started. We were approaching the Athens, so it was just flying part and only business only with the captain to get the aircraft safely on the ground. And then we chatted a bit on the ground when we already were in the parking stand. Of course, he enjoyed the flight a lot and just asked some casual questions how it is, and yeah, but he's a really nice person. It was really good experience to have him on board. Some flight schools go to US or Spain for practical training. Is it likely that the weather season in Latvia will delay your training? Yes, it is likely, but currently the whole training happens in Latvia, and there is no information that it could be, organized differently. But yeah, our seasons are as they are. For me personally, some parts of the training went very quickly, very smoothly. But for example, until my first solo, it were quite a few gaps, and that was because of the weather. So it can differ for sure. Will the price stay like that? It is what it is now. There is no information when it will be changed. Of course, the inflation is there. Could be some price increase in the future, but there's no information. At the moment, it is what it was set at the presentation. So, next one. Until when the loan program will be available? Also, no limits at the moment planned. So sorry about the technical interruption. Something went wrong with our internet connection. Seems like we are back online. So proceeding with questions. Do you have any advantages, disadvantages in selection process or in the training if you already have PPL? Yes, that is a good asset and good experience, and it only shows you have interest and motivation, dedication towards the airline as well, and becoming a pilot. But of course, for the people who don't have this kind of, you don't understand it as it would be a big drawback. Of course, it's an asset, it's a bonus for you, but it could be plenty of different stories and options also for the others. But absolutely, PPL will also help you, especially in initial training, because you will have already some heads-up idea and skills, especially in the first part of the training. How recruiting experienced FOs and fast command captains affect our time needed to become a captains? The captain positions are in a very high demand at the moment, so I would say, at least how I see it in a very near future, it is not going to have affect it at all. These fast entry captains are only taken as much as needed to cover the gaps that cannot be otherwise filled up. If I apply to your academy and you will take me, is it possible to take 1 year break because of army and after it starts studies in airBaltic Academy? I will wait for a bit more detailed information maybe from my colleague about that, but I think I knew at least one case where it was possible and it was arranged, but these are very personal cases, so they are taken personally and evaluated. But I know one case, it was done, and yeah, the person is a first officer and flying, and it was a case for him as well. Yeah. Some additional information. Yeah, of course, if it's possible, better do the assessment after the army, but yeah, some individual things could be arranged, but of course, I cannot guarantee you anything and say that it will be 100% sure. But yeah, there was a case like that, I know that. Do you have any holidays during your studies? Christmas, Easter? Also, as much as I know, the home leave tickets are arranged by the company for Christmas and Easter as well. That would be another benefit if it's correct. I think, yeah, for foreign students. But of course, you need to be back when the studies are resuming. So, and during the study time, yeah, you should be in Riga and available for the studies. After first year of studies, can I start working at airBaltic company, not as a pilot, but do some another work? If you go for the company loan program, you would be required to do so. After the first year, they will find a position for you in a company if you will have a loan program from the company for sure. As well, could help you to get your living costs as well going while you are studying here. He graduated from airBaltic Academy. Can I live in Tallinn and work as a pilot from Tallinn? There is an option. There is a permanent base now there, but of course, if at the moment there is a free slots, you can apply and you can get this position. Yes, but not straight away. Yeah, but it should be doable quite soon. Yeah. Is it possible to get stuck in first officers in a first officer position for a long time and not get a promotion to captain? Absolutely. Like, you are still assessed. Your performance is assessed, your attitude is assessed, and throughout your whole career, and none of the positions in life is like 100% guaranteed. But the chances to get a captain's position in a fairly rather short time, I would say, like around 5 years, it's quite a short time period, and that is like also very, very, very high chance to do so. So what other duties can I take as a newly qualified first officer after 1 year? After 1 year, when you pass your line check, you can apply for additional duties. It could be very, very different options: safety office, some training, theoretical knowledge training, flight instructor maybe, and etc. Some idea hubs. There are plenty of different options. I cannot really name it at the moment. It will take a while, and I don't have the whole list in front of me as well, but yeah. Is the flight training taking place in Liepāja or Ventspils? Yes, in both places, as we already mentioned. Do you have a prepayment contract when joining the airBaltic Academy, airBaltic loan program? How to say? Yes, if you get the loan, you get a contract you need to sign, and this contract is bonding to you to repay the loan as well when you start as a first officer. So some more comment about this I see is coming maybe. About the loan, yeah, to get the loan you must become an employee. Exactly, yeah. We already discussed that. How fast can you pay off the loan? How you paid it off? How fast can you pay off the loan? Yeah, so the minimum, the maximum is 5 years. So if you want to pay it quicker, you can do so. But the maximum for the company loan is 5 years. And that's why I mentioned, if you have self-funded options, maybe it is better for you if you want to pay it later. And for me personally, I will pay in 5 years the loan from the company, but it was 20K loan, because at that moment we didn't have an option, so I have different loans to cover the other other study expenses, and for those I will pay a bit longer. Yeah. If I apply of January, will I be able to join the group of March? Could be possible, yeah, but as we had some standby pools before kind of questions, so yeah, this is also, I don't want to comment that much. From my information, should be doable. So thank you for this presentation. Are there still places available for the January-March promotions as well? Yeah, my information says yes. So if there's something else, then probably some HR knows better. But as much as I know, then yes, they are. I have heard that meteorology is quite tough. Cookie, do you agree? What was your favorite and least favorite subject? Meteorology was quite extensive for sure, and actually, as for example, I needed to improve my English skills, so meteorology was the one that I studied before I even joined academy, just to went through and get some experience to study with ATPL books. So I had quite a bit of a heads up in this subject. It helped a lot. But yeah, my favorite, principles of flight. Yeah, it was quite tough, but it was quite interesting to learn about the aerodynamics and physics, how this plane is flying, and about all the little details, what makes the magic happen there. airBaltic Academy provide transport between the accommodation and the airport. No, the transport is not provided. So yeah, thank you for the presentation. Hope you liked it. Thank you for the questions. So, but yeah, no, transportation is not provided. We were using, in Riga, there's of course public transport available all over the city. But yeah, in Liepāja, it's not that often. There is a bus, but the times are very limited when it goes from the city center to the airport. I was using like some rental cars, which are like pick up on the street, drop up on the street, or just joining up with some other students. So next one, how often do you have layovers? How long are they? We already touched this topic. Yeah, in the summer more, in the winter less. Yeah, but could be from 1 to 3 or 4 per month. Can I apply for this program? I have Ukrainian citizenship and have temporary protection in Latvia. You need this living permit at least 2 years. And then you can apply for self-funded, because to apply for company loan needs to be already European citizenship. Otherwise, if it's a long-term permit, then self-funded program is an option. I've never been in a small aircraft, diamond-sized. Is that a problem if I want to apply? Not at all, but these kind of experiences don't really cost that much, so I would suggest you go to the nearest airfield, jump in one, and see how it goes. Yeah, it's quite fun. I'm flying also some small aircraft on my free time from time to time. It is still super fun thing to do. So hello, is the A220 type rating included in the training in the airBaltic loan program or the self-funded program? Type rating is outside the Pilot Academy. It is already when you join the company as a first officer. It is 3-year bond, but you don't pay it back. So the money is not deducted from you, but you need to work with company for 3 years at least. When you have a layover, do you get a single hotel rooms or do you have to share rooms with other crew members? No, we live separately. Everyone gets his own nice and cozy room. During layovers, do you have time for sleep and resting only, or also some sightseeing, gym or similar things? I'm doing gym, sightseeing, whatever I can find the time. Yeah, sometimes the roster is demanding, sometimes it's not that demanding. This year I have been we are flying from Zurich quite a few times, and I have taken a car like 4 times already in the mountains, hiking and things like that. So yeah, you can find a time in layovers as well to enjoy the other countries and experiences, and I think that's a good opportunity here to do so. I don't have the full amount for the studies. Is it risky to apply and rely on loan? Thank you for the presentation. I think the loan is the least riskiest thing you can even have, yeah, because the company loan, you pay it back when you work as a first officer, so you don't need to risk with the banks or with some other financial institutions with even with a higher maybe even interest rate. Some could be good deals, some could be not so good, but in that case the whole responsibility is on you. In this case, if you get the loan, then you are you need to pay it back when you will be as a first officer in the right seat, not earlier. So that, I think, is very, very safe option. How many graduates do you have so far? How many of them are flying as an FO at airBaltic? There was a slide in presentation, 114 at the moment. Is it possible to get one part of loan program, not fully? Yes, it is. If you take more than 20K, you will need to join airBaltic as an employee. And 30K would be the case. You would still need to work for airBaltic, but it is doable, of course. How much money you spent in Riga for living? Roughly, it was a few years ago during the training, I would say, it's a hard to say topic. Yeah, it depends of the living options. If you came to Riga on your own, take your own apartment, not share with anyone, of course the costs are higher. If you take it together with someone, I think, and don't spend it too crazy, I believe it would be around 1,000 per month could be, I think. No, more or less, yeah. It depends how much you spend, yeah. But of course, sharing the apartment, finding some like minds from your group, and etc., it could reduce your living costs quite significantly, for sure. If you decide for the self-funded program, do you have a worse chance of being taken over by the company? Not at all. No, it is not worse, it's the same. But academy graduates are the priority #1 for the company. I am 29. Is it too late to apply and start everything? Thanks, and nice and professional presentation. Thank you. I started when I was 27, the oldest student. I'm getting the information. I want to lie to you. For airBaltic Pilot Academy is 42, so I would say 29 is quite a young age to start. So I would say perfectly fine. If I take self-funded program, I still able to get a job at airBaltic? Yes, you can still apply for a job in airBaltic as well on if you would like to do so. In self-funded option, can you pay in parts? 15K first year, then next parts, etc., or need to pay the whole 79K in the beginning? No, it was divided in the 4 different payments. I will just get a bit more detailed information. Of course, it's several installments. Yeah, it was as it shown on the slide, 15 initially, and then I don't remember like specifically these numbers by heart. Some 25, 24, 30, and 10 in the end, something like that. It was, yeah. So they are separate. What is percentage of women who are studying in airBaltic Pilot Academy? It's about 10%. Yep, thank you for the help. And have you ever been affected by wet lease to another airline? Do pilots have the option to refuse such arrangements? Not really. If you fly for airBaltic, then you do the operations that are provided by this company. If it's a Baltic flight, you do the Baltic flight. If you are scheduled for the wet lease flight, you do the wet lease flight. Have you ever been? Sorry, no, disappeared. What happens in case airBaltic funds my studies and then I fail? Thanks. There's not really a case like that yet, as much as I know. But yeah, if you really fail after that, then you still are applicable to pay back the loan. But of course, yeah, I don't even know if there's even a case like that. Yeah, also everyone says that there haven't been even a case like that. Yeah, so that's why there is a second evaluation after your first part of the training. Will the price stay the same? Why is the comment always deleted? I cannot guarantee the price. It is what it is now. That's the long story short. If it will be changed, could happen at some point as well. So, yeah, we will announce if it will change. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. My colleagues confirming, yeah. Have you met any other celebrities on board except the President of Latvia? I personally, I think not really. Of course, some political figures, but I know quite a few people who have met some celebrities as well. So, yeah, it can happen. How often you, as a new pilot, fly wet lease flights? This month I'm flying like 3 layovers, for example. 1 2 days, 1 5 days, and then in the month starting the third one. If I pass the first selection, for how long is that valid? Can I start the training next year? It's valid for 1 year. On the ATPL theory part, do I have to move to Latvia or can I attend it from another country? Unfortunately, you need to come here and be on site. Studies are on site. After applying, how long before I have to do the admission assessment exam? I think, okay, maybe someone can comment about more specific. So how long is after the application? Yeah, HR will contact and plan next steps, so it could be adjusted for individual needs a bit as well. So next one, can I apply to this program if I have frozen ATPL? If you have frozen ATPL, then this program gives you frozen ATPL. Maybe you are meaning that you don't have EASA ATPL, then it would be a question of transferring your license to EASA, and that is the very different topic to cover. Yeah, maybe you can then reach some EASA countries, aviation institutions, and see how it goes, or if you have already ATPL frozen, you can maybe apply straight away as a first officer in Baltic. How hard are the math and physics exams of the assessment for someone who has already deep knowledge of aviation? When I did the exams, it was not that hard. It was basic knowledge of the calculations on paper without calculators, some quite of not that deep of the highest maths and physics tasks for sure. Now the assessment has changed. I know that there are a bit different subjects, a bit more physics, some electricity, some like that, nothing too complicated. But basic knowledge, probably some high school level, basic high school level things, if you would know that, would help you a lot for sure. Next one, can I work for another airline? Can I work for another airline after graduation? If you choose the self-funded option, you are not bonded with anything here. You have your ATPL frozen license. You can go to which airline you please, of course. And some more question. Okay. The other answer for the previous question, if you repay the loan, after that you can go as well. What do you think? Is it smart to switch from corporate job when you are in your 30s to study at the Pilotu academy? Well, it wouldn't be very correct for me to say yes or no for you. You need to know the reason why you want to do that, and if it's something that you want to do, I would say absolutely yes. We have examples like that as well of already during the study process and finished the studies also, and already working as the first officers. But of course you need to know for yourself why you're doing that, and if you're confident it's for you, then absolutely it is for you. What is approximate average percentage of applicants that pass all stages of assessment? Around 10%, up to 10%, yeah. Can I apply to this program if I have frozen ATPL? It was already talked question. And one more, can you have part-time job on site or at airBaltic while studying? We discussed this one already. Yes, self-funded program. If you want, you can still apply. If not, then then company loan will the job will be assigned for you for sure to get the loan. Well, that's it about the questions. That was quite a bit, so thank you for the attention. It was nice to see such a high amount of questions, so the interest is there. I hope you get some more answers out of this presentation and the answers. Of course, keep your eyes open for some new updates from the Pilot Academy. Apply, come, and hopefully we'll see you as a colleagues in our company, in our crew center quite soon. Thank you once more, and have a good Friday afternoon.